over time. So let's go over a couple items that you may see today that people are addicted to. First, sugar, drugs, fast food, caffeine's a big one, gambling for the older generation, shopping, and especially today, the internet. Last but not least, we have alcohol. We have alcohol. As you can see, once we start to add these addictive substances into our brain becomes polluted from all of the chemicals and pollution that we add into our brain. This demonstration was to show how these daily items that you might find in your life are affecting you, and what you consume is very important. So we all find moments where our hand is in a cookie jar. I know it's bad for me, and I'm already like 4 cookies in, but wow, my mom outdid herself with this batch. So I reach in for the 4th cookie, but then I turn away, trying to limit myself from that temptation. But now, all my brain can think about is just having one more bite, again and again and again. And just like that, my brain is addicted to something I know isn't good for me. Addiction. To simplify what addiction is, it is essentially the overwhelming urge to continue to do something you know is bad for you. In 2024, 80,000 Americans had died from a drug overdose. That is nearly 220 people every single day. It may be shocking to some, but addict origin stories can actually begin at the doctor's office, with roughly 21 to 29% of people prescribed opioids can end up misusing them. Addiction isn't simple. Essentially, it can be very difficult for people to quit. For some, it's easy, right? You get tired of the hangovers, the regret, the debt, and just like that, you can help a person change their ways. That original destructive behavior turns into a habit, and that habit turns into a desire, and that desire becomes the disease that is addiction. It is important to mention the damage that these addictive chemicals can do to your brain. For example, chronic methamphetamine users can struggle learning new ideas and can remain impaired even after 14 months of abstinence. Brain scans from researchers reveal that a person who has a history of drug abuse can struggle learning new ideas and have a lower activation in their prefrontal cortex. Therefore, meaning an individual's creativity and understanding of basic concepts are all negatively impaired. Addiction cannot be mentioned without talking about mental health. Among Americans with mental health disorders, 42% of them also deal with addiction issues. These individuals turn to alcohol and drugs as a way to cope with emotional pain like anxiety, depression, or trauma. These individuals aren't weak or careless about their health, but instead they are fighting battles on multiple fronts, and they need support. That's where the recovery process comes in hand. All right. Addiction is a very important topic that everyone needs to be aware of and understand what all it entails. But we cannot discuss this disease without acknowledging and recognizing the different routes to recovery. And oftentimes that starts with rethinking recovery itself. Anonymous and other 12-step programs have been known for many years as the standard recovery route for addicts. But we're starting to see those views change, as we are seeing that recovery and the response to addiction itself can be different for many different people. Currently, relapse rates are very high for substance abusers, at 85 to 90% for opioid users. This is causing us to rethink what relapse is in the recovery process. We're starting to realize that relapse does not just mean failure. Instead, it can be a part of the recovery process itself. What's very critical for us when thinking about recovery is thinking, does recovery have to mean full-on sobriety, or can it mean sober-ish? So that a person can reduce their harm and regain control over their life. Recovery is not one size fits all. Instead, perfect. Next slide. Currently, fewer than 50% of treatment programs use medical-assisted treatment in their programs. Naltrexone is becoming a major tool in the road to recovery for addicts. What it does is known as an opioid antagonist, and what it does is it chemically disrupts blocks the ability to get high by reducing the intense cravings of substance abuse. Naltrexone helps. It comes in the form of a pill, a pellet implant, and an injection known as Vivitrol. Those who use the Vivitrol injection have been seen to be 17 times less likely to relapse. This is a major step in the area of recovery. Naltrexone cannot only be used for drug addiction recovery, it can also be used in the addiction recovery of alcohol abusers through what is known as the Sinclair method. What you do is you take naltrexone 1 hour before consuming alcohol, and what it does is it disrupts the brain's reward system, and in doing so reduces the desire to consume alcohol over time. But medication is not a cure-all. It is also critical to recognize that therapy is still a major step in this process, especially cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy retrains thought patterns, reduces dangerous behaviors, and helps manage stress and triggers. And this also entails targeting coexisting mental health issues themselves, including post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety. Many treatment programs also do not currently utilize holistic approaches in recovery. This includes things like meditation and yoga to manage stress, emotional support animals to provide patients with stability and connection. Even hypnotherapy has been used to find subconscious thought patterns.
Yeah, you're right.
Holistic approaches and medication might not be the right approach for everyone, and that's okay. What matters is finding the right combinations and overall approach for different people. It is also important to acknowledge the kinds of speech that help and hurt others. Saying things like once an addict, always an addict, and someone's just not trying hard enough to quit truly does hurt someone's route to recovery. It can even stop them trying in total. Instead, we need to view things in a more positive light and encourage them by saying things like, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Hello, my name is Mario Basabe, and
I'm Olivia Bianco.